So we reached the point where we don't have enough storage space in our one measly chest with the mob farm up and the melon farm going and the oreberry farm. There's just not enough storage. So we need a new storage room. So I've been putting this together. And 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that's just no. We're not going to go with that. That's just not going to work. Well, now that we've got that silliness out of the way, welcome to the second episode of Cube 1. In this episode, I'll show you around, show you what I've done between episodes, and then we're going to get some challenges done. So, this is what I've replaced the 9x9 with. I didn't think I could afford the royalties. And I've made it our storage area. Now, I've picked up quite a bit of resources. Obviously, I'm going to have a lot of various forms of cobblestone. Plants, we have a lot of watermelon. Now, I've only had the one pumpkin planted, so I haven't got a lot of pumpkins yet. But we obviously have enough watermelons, apples, and cactuses to complete those challenges. Now, we don't have enough sugarcane or mushrooms, but the mushrooms we'll be able to do this episode. It's really not that bad. Tool chest, at the moment, pretty much empty. Now, the watering can, I realized in the first episode I said that I had a way to make oreberry bushes grow faster, and the watering can is the method. I didn't show it, but that is how you do it. Metal, we've got a fair amount of oreberry bushes, or oreberries, collected. Now, I will say, this 64 iron ingot I did not collect myself. It was given to me by Riddle. He claims one of my oreberry bushes just spat out a stack of 64 ingots, but I find that a little hard to buy. Wood, we don't have a whole lot of way in wood, but a lot of that's because I've been converting it to charcoal almost as fast as I can get it. Speaking of which, let's toss that in there. Now, I haven't defined a place to stick charcoal yet, so for now I think it's just going to go in the metal bin, since that's what we use it with the most. Mob drops, we have got a lot of mob drops. But this is what I'm after the most, shards of minium. So we're going to need that, and we're going to need some smooth stone, and my memory is horrible, so we're going to have to check NEI, but that's what it's for, isn't it? Okay, we need, and 1 gold ingot. Now, having this is going to make everything ever so much easier. Oh, why wouldn't NEI populate it automatically? Whatever. There we go. Now, we don't need it quite as much as we could have because, well, like I said, some silly person gifted me a bunch of iron ingots. Well, before we go on and start doing anything with these, though, I'm going to go through and turn in the challenges we've done. Well, that we have ready to do. Okay. Most of the stuff we have challenges for are in here. I'm only taking 2 of the apples because we don't need the extra saplings. And later on we're going to want the apples to turn them into golden apples so we can have villagers. Okay, there's our 5 dirt, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 dirt. Now, I had some more spare dirt, but as you can see I used it to make a nice pretty lawn. You know, we don't have a space for dirt either, so this chest just got promoted to dirt. Now I have over here the misc chest. It has 2 oblivion frames I pulled from spoils bags. I've thrown away everything else I've gotten from spoils bags just because the stuff in spoils bags is a little... Really? I'm just going to put a sign up and not put anything on it. Let's try that again. Not that I think we'll ever have enough dirt, but, you know. I've been throwing everything I've got from various spoils bags over the side of the island because it's just a little bit much for me to pick up while I'm not showing you guys what's going on. I mean, I actually opened one spoils bag up and pulled out a 2 diamonds, and if I came back and was like, oh look guys, now I have diamonds, I think most of you would probably just turn off right there. Okay, cactus farmer, we've got some more sand, so we can go and increase our cactus farm, which is a good thing because we are going to need sand. Plus, I really wanted some windows. A house just doesn't feel like a house without windows. And I've gone and removed the water method of getting up and down because, well, that was just a wee bit silly. Now, we're not going to be able to make our cactus farm too much bigger, but every little bit helps. Later on in this episode, we will probably automate it, because a lot of this episode is going to be dedicated to automating stuff. Mostly we're going to be sticking to vanilla automation because that's all we're going to be able to afford, but there's at least one bit of non-vanilla automation coming up soon. Oh, lovely. We have an angry Enderman over there. I'm just going to have to not look at him. Okay. Now, on the challenge list, you'll see we've got Novice Builder. And the challenge for it is to get your island to level 20. Now, island level, see, reach island level 20. Island level is based on how many blocks you have of what type. Cobblestone blocks are worth 1 point apiece, and for every 100 blocks you have, you get 1 level. Dirt blocks are worth 3, I believe. Stone brick is worth 3. Smooth stone is worth 2. Now, this mob farm helped a whole lot in getting us our levels. Oreberry bushes are worth 10 or 15, I don't recall off the top of my head. Leaves aren't worth anything. Vines aren't worth anything. Basically, okay, melons aren't worth anything. If it grows automatically, cactuses aren't worth anything. Torches are worth 1. Signs are worth 1. Water's not worth anything. But our island level right now is 28, which is enough to complete the Novice Builder challenge. So, there we go. And it gives us some very useful stuff. It gives us a harvester and a steam engine. Now, you see I left some space here. That was because I wanted to make sure I had enough room for my harvester and my steam engine. The harvester will only harvest 1 level at a time. I'll have to build a second harvester to get this second level and a third harvester to get this third level, which is why I made sure I had at least 1 of everything on the bottom floor. Although I really should have put this copper down there. Having 2 coppers on the bottom would have been better than having 2 tin. You do need a lot more copper, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. The most important thing when placing this, because we don't have a crescent hammer, is to make sure we place it facing the right direction. It would have been very bad. Well, I mean, I guess I could have just broken and put it back down. But... So we need to get some coal, and we need to get our bucket, and we're gonna need to set up our steam engine to fill up. Wow, I suddenly can't talk. I apologize. We're going to need to set our steam engine to power our harvester, and our harvester will eject any ore berries it harvests right into this convenient chest. And our water bucket's over here. Oh no, it's in tools. Now, earlier when I moved the infinite water spring, put it close so we won't have to go too far to fill up our steam engine. But since there's not a whole lot of energy used when it's not harvesting, you're not going to have to fill this up nearly as often as you think you would. Now, later on, we'll have the stuff to build an aqueous accumulator, and we'll be able to set this to be completely automatic. But for right now, it's not that big a deal to run back and forth every 20-30 minutes and put a bucket of water in there. Plus, we can get iron from those ender pearls when we do run out of our generously donated stack of iron. And if we have to, we can get gold from those ender pearls. It'll just take up quite a bit. So we just had a cut. I decided I was going to automate a furnace right here, and I derped up pretty bad, so I cut out me being stupid, and we're going to start over. This time, hopefully without you guys seeing me being derpy. Now, because we're using LWC, lock with chest I think it means, you have to unlock a chest before a hopper is able to put stuff in a chest. Otherwise, it just sits in the hopper and nothing happens. So that's for pulling out of our furnace. And that's for putting coal in. See, look, I'm still derping. And this is for putting ore berries in. Of course, it's just a little bit too tall and it's going to run into our ceiling. But we can replace that with a single oak wood stair, and it'll still look alright from the outside. You won't be able to tell anything's wrong from the outside. And from inside, the chest will mostly be in the way. It was this one, I think. Yep. So let's place our stair. And from the outside, you can't even tell anything is wrong. But from the inside, now we have access to our chest. We have access to our coal. Might as well toss some coal in there. Oh, lovely. Now, we're going to go see our mob spawner real quick. The only thing that really gets through are angry endermen and angry zombies, because they have enough hit points that when they land, they don't die. Now, ender tots, oh look, Halloween. Ender tots, when they fall, they get killed, but their parents spawn, which I think may have just happened, so let's go away. Their parents spawn, and sometimes they spawn outside. That's why we had an enderman standing around the base of our mob spawner a little while ago. Okay, so that hopper works right. And let's throw some ore berries in and see if we've got an automated furnace. Well, it's pulling items out. The furnace is cooking. We'll just have to check back in a minute and see if our chest has any nuggets in it. Now, I realized I made a slight mistake a minute ago when I placed down my harvester. I didn't give it a range upgrade. Now, we have a 7x7 area, so it's going to need the 7x7 upgrade, which is the iron. But we don't have all the stuff to make it, because we need plastic. And to get plastic, we need rubber, which we just got access to what we need to make rubber. I'm not going to bother with a extractor. I couldn't build one if I wanted to. So we're just going to cook the resin directly and chop down one of these oaks and replace it with a rubber tree. We only need 4 rubber. Well, I guess from one tree to have a good chance of getting 4 rubber, I am going to need a tree tap, aren't I? With my luck, I'd only get 2, and then you'd all get to laugh at me again. So we will make our extractor, our tree tap. Okay. And we actually, now that I think about it, I better clear out as much of this as possible, because with my luck, as we saw in the first episode, I won't get a sapling drop from my rubber trees. And they're stingy with their saplings anyway. And yes, I know I'm chopping leaves down with a hatchet, and that does shorten its durability, but it's a stone hatchet. It's not exactly expensive or anything. Only in Minecraft can you cut leaves with a bucket. Of course, now that I think about it, what would have been even easier is just to grab a single dirt block and plop it down in that empty space over there. We wouldn't have had to mess with all this chopping down oaks. Except I do want to replace them with birch. Like I said in the first episode, I do prefer birch for manual tree farms. When I switch to an automatic tree farm, it's really not going to matter what I put in it. As long as it's an MFR one anyway. I mean, a forestry one, if you're going to build a forestry one, you might as well go whole hog. But that's not going to happen. Yay, rubber! So let's hope we get at least one rubber sapling to replace what we put in. And since I fully plan on chopping this tree down when I go to use the tree tap on it, I will use it both times and hope I get sticky resin both times. We're not saving the rubber spot, so it doesn't matter if it is depleted. Yay, sapling! Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get more than one. Now, as soon as I do get a tree farm up and running, for at least the first couple of hours it's running, it's probably going to run with rubber trees, just so I don't ever have to worry about rubber again after that. You can let an MFR tree farm run with rubber in it for just a little while and get a fair amount of rubber back from it, especially if you save the wood until you have an extractor and you run the... Oh, did you... Okay, I guess we're gonna have to make the platform a little bigger. I was not expecting that. Didn't go. No, it didn't go in my inventory. It definitely went off into the wild blue yonder. Well, at least with us expanding this platform, I can put more dirt blocks down and have a bigger tree farm later. Now, with the luck we've shown so far, yep, nothing. Well, let's see what we can get from chopping it down. I saw one. That looks like it's all I'm gonna see. Yep, just the one. So, how about we cut here for a minute, and I will come back when I have my range extender built. I can set my Oreberry farm up to actually work instead of just sit there and look pretty. So any minute now, our plastic is done. We have enough. So, iron. Oh, I forgot. It's a pain in the butt to look it up in MFR. So we will just take out what I know we need. And there we go. Oh, we need redstone. We're not going to get redstone anytime soon either. So let's tuck all this stuff away. And I guess plastic can go in the metals bin. It's not exactly metal, but it's close enough. Well, anyway, our automated Oreberry smelting is going good. So at least something is going good this episode, even if our automated Oreberry farming isn't. So the next thing we need to get automated is our mob farm, and this should be pretty easy to automate. All it is a drop trap. They land on punji sticks. I don't like that noise. Aha! There's an Enderman hiding back there. But without the punji stick, blue slimes don't die, and spiders don't die. And neither one of those do I really want standing around inside my mob dropper waiting for me to open the door to get my loots and deciding it's time to stab me in the face. So we are just totally disorganized is what we are. Iron again, and we need more wood than that because we're going to need enough to make 3 chests total. Two of them for hoppers, and one of them for the hoppers to go into. So there we go. You can see we've already eaten through a good chunk of the iron that we were so graciously donated. I wish I had a way to turn that off, and I don't, so we're just going to have to be quick. Where are we going to put our chest, though? That's the question. I think we're going to knock a hole in this wall, tuck the chest right there, and our 2 hoppers are going to go in through there. So let's put our chest in place. I thought that was an angry zombie for a second and I was going to have to fight. So we're also going to have to knock a hole in that wall, which means we're going to have to put our ladder back in a second. I really hope he doesn't decide he wants to snack on me. One hopper. 2 hoppers. And we managed to avoid the angry Enderman's attention. And clear the protection. Now, this won't get everything because it's not going to catch the stuff that falls on the punji sticks. But some automated item collection is much better than no automated item collection. We'll have to check back on that as time goes to see if we get a decent amount of items or not, or if we need to do something more. We already got something, so we know it works. Well, that looks like... Oops. Building stuff and not lighting it up. Well, let's see if we can convince this guy to take a free flight. There we go. Bye-bye. All we've got left that I want to accomplish is to build a cactus farm, and real quick we can go ahead and do the I'll show you how I'm going to do the mushrooms too. We're not going to do this all on film because it's frankly slow and dull, but we do need to go grab a bucket of water that we're carrying, and we need some cobblestone, and we need 1 piece of dirt. Oh, you hear that? We got another angry zombie that survived. I'm thinking maybe I should switch this to an iron door just so we don't have to listen to them. But at the same time, it's a good way to know there's something standing around in the trap wasting time. And we'll grab our red mushroom, that's what we'll start with. And not wood. There we got dirt. We need bone meal. Does a body good. So, to get the situation where we don't have light on our mushrooms, we're going to need to go down a spot to get the light off the base of the mushroom so we can plant it. And then, to get the situation where it will actually grow, we need to go up and put in a shade. Now we don't need this anymore, we can whack it down. Hopefully that tree there won't interfere with our plans. And let's plant our mushroom. Oh, don't tell me, do we need to go down 2 instead of just 1? Let's hope we don't lose our precious dirt here. Nope. Okay, so let's... But now, since we have to go down 2, we have to fill in around the edges, because the dirt block won't do it for us. Ooh, bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. We made it. Dirt block goes there. Get rid of the water. Plant that. We had to go down 2. Plant the mushroom. And bone meal. And oh, it suddenly got very, very dark, didn't it? This is much, much easier than trying to set up a vanilla way for the mushrooms to grow. Although, we seem to be having very bad luck on whether we're going to get mushrooms or not. I really hope I get at least one. There we go. Okay, come on. Ah, there we go. Usually you get at least 10 or 15 per mushroom you grow this way. It looks like we're going to be lucky to even get 10. Well, that's how we're going to do the mushrooms. So, I will do that off camera and save you all the tedium of watching me chop down 15 or 20 red mushrooms, followed by 15 or 20 brown mushrooms. All we've got left to do is set up our cactus farm, and that's going to be pretty vanilla, so I will just bring us back when we're done with it, and then I think we'll be saying goodbye for the episode. Okay, it's time to wrap this episode up, and there is something in here that I found that I have been waiting for. We have redstone now. Now, we'll get it out of the next challenge, but we have it now, out of the next tier of challenges. We have it now, and there's no reason to wait. Yeah, I'll go through those later. We've only got a couple of minutes to wrap this episode up. And I want to get my range extender going. So, 3 iron, 1 gold nugget, and 3 plastic. Gold nugget, redstone, redstone, plastic, and iron. So while we've been waiting, I filled up the Oreberry farm a little bit more, and I even put up a blackout curtain to let the Oreberries grow better. There we go. Now it's going to start harvesting this whole bottom layer, and this chest should start, look at that. Obviously it won't say that fast, it was just clearing out what all had grown that it hadn't been able to get in the past. But so we have our cactus farm, and like I said, it is extremely vanilla. I didn't think I'd really have any reason to get back up here, so there's no stairs or anything. It is extremely vanilla, and it just dumps into the hopper that dumps into the chest. We have a good chunk of cactuses down here. It's going to be good for, it's only 3 sand, I think. It's either 3 or 2, or 3 or 6. Our melon farm, nothing changed. Now we have a pumpkin farm, just like the melon farm, and we have a wheat farm. Now, I'm using enough just in trying to get enough seeds to fill this up. I got enough to do the challenge, so I never bothered to harvest any after the first batch. We'll probably keep enough on hand to turn in to replace our minium stone if it runs out, but other than that, I'm not too worried about wheat in the future. Now, the challenge is that I haven't got the stuff to finish. We've got pumpkins. I've gone and I've collected enough mushrooms of both types. Where are the brown ones? I have the brown ones, it was the red ones I was looking for. And the wheat. And I believe that's it for tier 1. Wheat farmer, sugar farmer, pumpkin farmer, and shroom picker. I do not have enough. Oh no, I do have enough sugarcane in here. Okay. I say I also put up a sugarcane farm, which we'll run over there real quick and show off. But again, it's bog standard, just a vanilla farm. All the water laid out, night moved from each other. Just chop it down. And Now, sugarcane is something we will have a continuing need for, because I want to put up a, not blast furnace, the other one, the one that gives you creosote oil, because we're going to turn in the challenges necessary to get bees, and I don't want to wait on a squeezer and a carpenter to get seed oil. I'd rather just use creosote oil. So let's turn in the last challenges in this tier. Wheat farmer, 5 minium shards. Sugar farmer, 5 dirt and 15 clay blocks. I could be wrong, but I think that's enough clay all on its own just to finish our... I still cannot for the life of me think of what it's called, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Okay, and we also need to do pumpkin farmer and shroom picker. Now the pumpkin farmer gave us 16 silver ore. There's no other way to get silver. There are no silver ore berry bushes, so we had to have a challenge that would just give you silver ore, and I figured it might as well be an early one, especially since I believe steam engines require silver to make them. Okay, shroom picker gives us 16 gold transport pipes and 2 diamond transport pipes. At this point, you're not likely to have diamonds, so we had to have some way to get them. And the very last challenge that we're going to do today is 64 of each type of flower. Now, don't be surprised if you see these bees that we're about to get shoot over my head and land on the floor. Bucket has no way to give out bees, so I had to use the Forge APIs to do it, and for some reason it throws them at your feet. But there's nothing I can really do about that, except make sure I'm standing somewhere where I can pick them up afterwards. Now you get a forest drone, forest princess, a meadows drone, a meadows princess, and a rocky princess, and a rocky drone. Just enough to get going. And as you see, I've collected a number of Oblivion frames, so getting breeding going should not be all that hard. I won't go too far in bee breeding before we start up the next episode. I might get as far as cultivated or noble, but no further than that. Don't want to skip ahead too much. Well, I believe that's it for this episode. This is Darva signing out. Thank you for watching, and as always, comments, feedbacks are appreciated. Have a nice day.